Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Monday of classes, and we're moving on in our unit of shaping our faith in God. You can turn on your cameras if you would like. Shaping our faith in God, and we have been talking about geometry and all of these different things that are found in the topic of geometry. So now last week we were talking about dilations, and that was the last transformation that we had for this unit. And now we're gonna go into a different topic, which is about construction. I had mentioned to you guys during the cycle of during the celebration of learning that you guys needed a mat set. I had also mentioned it over, I think it was last week, over the weekend. I also mentioned it, and you have to have a mat set, and I'm stressing on the word have to, because without a mat set you are not going to be able to do the constructions that are in your assignments for this week. If you have taken a look at the constructions, one of the activities asks you guys to construct angles. That is just gonna be a brief introduction. Today we want to basically do the basics of your geometry tools, what geometry has to offer, all of these tools that we're going to be using. Tomorrow we're going to work with angles, and then on Wednesday and on Thursday we're going to work with quadrilateral constructions, which is activity number 2. So that is the basic setup for this week. Today we're going to do basics, lines, how to use your rulers, how to use your compass, how to use your protractor, the difference between these things. Tomorrow we're graphing lines, and not lines, are graphing angles, which is your activity number 1. And then Wednesday and Thursday we're going to be graphing quadrilaterals, which are shapes with 4 sides. We're going to do that Wednesday and Thursday because that has a lot, and it's like a lot of things are there combined into it. And that is going to be your activity number 2. So that is how we're going to be working out this week. All right, is everybody okay with that? Can I begin today's class? So my deep hope, and I'm gonna be mentioning my deep hope every week, and as you guys can see, we're gonna be courageously designing, and that's what we're starting today, courageously designing quadrilateral constructions. That is what we're doing this week. And then as the weeks go on, we're going to be working with different shapes because it's geometry. Everything about shapes is in this topic. Our biblical framework: creation, fall, redemption, restoration. Last week we looked at creation specifically and how in the Bible God talks and God mentions geometry in the Bible, and there are many verses in the Bible that talk about geometry and talk about things that are in real life, in nature, that are related to geometry, even though back then geometry didn't exist in the time of BC, all of these years, geometry didn't exist, but the concept was there. And that just shows the magnificence of God when he says that he created the earth in the shape of a circle. And it's in the Bible. So those are just amazing things that are there, that up to today, um, how did God know that we were going to be calling the earth shape a circle or a sphere? How did he know that we were going to be using these words to define those shapes? But now, moving away from creation, it says after the event of the fall, the immediate result was that Adam and Eve lost their relationship of love and friendship with God. And we talked about this last cycle when we were looking at the image, our image before and our image after. The image of God was, in a literal sense, destroyed in us humans. Man no longer had their perfect knowledge, justice, and holiness. Man had rebelled against God, the Creator, which no longer reflected a perfect image. Man is still moral and is still a rational being. We are still moral people. We know the difference between good and bad. We know how to make decisions, right? Be it good or bad decisions, but we know what we're making. When we decide to do something, we know that this is what I'm going to be doing, and these are the consequences that come with the actions that I'm going to be choosing. But now, when it comes to the original mandate that God had given us, and if you guys remember the activity that you did last week with the star, a lot of you did not get full points for that activity because it was very, very clear when I said you're going to be graphing the star, you're going to be graphing the dilation, and I want you guys to include a verse in the Bible that talks about God's creation mandate. What did God ask man to do when he first put them in the Garden of Eden? And if you did not include your verse, you did not get points for that. And going back to that idea and linking it to what we're doing right now, God had originally given man a purpose and a responsibility of creation here. But when sin came into the world, that whole mandate that God had given, that was broken and that didn't exist. And right now, even if you look at yourself and I look at myself, I don't take care of creation the way I should be doing it, right? You guys eat a candy and then you see the wrapper. Oh, you're walking and you throw it on the floor. You're on the bus and you're eating something and then you just throw it out the window. You're in a taxi and then you have some garbage and then just leave it on the seat. All of these things don't help and don't show that we are taking our responsibility as administrators of creation. And now your first assignment in Google Classroom is for you guys to do a poster, I think it is, or a flyer. I'm not sure what word I used, but you have to show me all of the tools in your math set, and we're gonna be going tool by tool today so that you know exactly what it is that you need to write for each one, and then you are able to do your first assignment in Google Classroom. All right. My essential questions are the same as last week, and then this week's objectives: perform construction using your ruler, your protractor, and your compass. And ruler is the word that we use for all of them in your math set. Execute various angle constructions and construct various quadrilaterals of different properties. And today's class now. So I had posted in Google Classroom this morning an entry and an exit ticket for you guys to do. I am going to be putting the link in the chat right now. Let me see. I want you guys to go to the link to the Jamboard, and what I would like you guys to do is that I would like you guys to put your name somewhere over here. How are you feeling about dilations? And this is what we did last week. Do you not understand? Are you feeling okay? I can kind of do this. I can defend myself if the teacher gives me some sort of homework to do. And then you are like, yes, I can do this. And this is what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to come to the side over here, and there is something that is called a sticky note. I would just like you to type your name You can choose a color if you would like, and you click save, and then you put your little sticky note where you fall. Right? And don't worry if it's no, if it's okay, if it's yes. I just want to know what you guys, if you understood, all right, the concept for today. And when you put your name, you can exit, you can leave the Jamboard, and then that's it. So let me repeat what you're going to be doing. You're going to come to the side over here, and it has a sticky note. You're going to click on it, and this is what's going to pop up. Type your name, then you click save, and then you just move your little sticky note where it should be. Right? You can make your little sticky note smaller or bigger if you would. So if it's no, if it's okay, if it's yes, no, I do not understand. I didn't understand anything last week. I don't know how to do dilations. Okay, I understood, but I can't do it perfectly. But I can defend myself if the teacher were to give me something to do. And then, yes, I understood. I understood completely the topic of dilations. I know what it means. I know how to do an enlargement. I know how to do a reduction. Right? You guys need to practice using Jamboards. I see somebody over here scratching the Jamboard. Okay. Once your name is there, you can exit the Jamboard, right? Just close it, and then you go back to the Google Meet. Somebody press the clear frame. Please do not press that, because you see you just removed everything. Just removed everything. Do not press the clear the frame. All you had to do was click the sticky note, put a sticky note there, and that's it. Do not press. You guys are like the first farmers. Don't follow instructions. All you had to do was put a little sticky note, put your name, put it where it belongs, and then you leave. That's all you had to do, guys. Do not press anything else on the Jamboard.
Miss, manda el link de Jamboard otra vuelta, Miss. Es que no tenía hecho download Jamboard, Miss.
Okay, I sent it again. Okay, once you have your sticky note there, just go to the top and close it. Just close it. It's not going to delete what you already did, right? You just close it and you leave, and that's it.
Miss, ellos quitan su nombre de uno, Miss.
Do not be removing anything. See. Okay, once you have it there, that's it. So Derek, Jesse, Ashanti, Marvin, David, Edmond, all of you should be out of the Jamboard already. Andre, Joshua, Alyssa, Esner, Dylan, Herbie, Javier, Jomar, Sitlali, all of you should be out of the Jamboard already, right? Okay. Ooh, Why are there so many? Okay, that's it. You guys can leave the Jamboard. Okay, so I see some people that are no, I didn't understand the topic. I see some of you with okay, and I see quite a few of you with yes. Okay. Okay, let's move back to the class. Share just tab instead. So now what we want to cover today is basically the topic of basics of construction. So today we're not going to be doing anything from the assignments. We're only going to be covering the basic things. So what we do today is going to be very, very essential when we go into the construction of quadrilaterals. All right. I do have this PowerPoint presentation in Google Classroom already. I am not going to be playing the videos that I have here because that's going to take a lot of time and we don't have that time. But I would encourage you guys to please go and look at the videos so that you have a better understanding of how I can use each of the tools. So now we're going to talk about the geometry tools and their uses, and this is what you guys have to include for your first assignment. We're not going to be doing that, and I'm not going to be doing that with you guys because it's very straightforward what you have to do there. So now each of the tools, and you need everything in your math set. You need the ruler, you need the protractor, you need a compass, you need a divider, you need the two set squares, everything. Everything that you see there, you need everything. So you need a complete math set. You don't just need 2 or 3 pieces, you need everything. And we're gonna start with the basics. Your pencil and your eraser, and I don't have a sharpener there, but you need to have a sharpener as well. When you guys have your pencil has to be well sharpened, right? You need a large pencil, big pencil, well, not necessarily big. You need 2 pencils though. You need 1 pencil that you will be using, and you need 1 pencil for this. I don't know if you guys can see it. You can see me there. So you need 2 pencils. I do not want anybody to be, when you have to use your pencil, you do this and then you're writing with this. You poke your eyeball with this. I'm not gonna be there, and you're gonna be at home, and you are the only ones gonna have the blame if you poke your eyeball with this pointer. So you need 2 pencils, 1 for this tool and 1 pencil for you to write with. Right? Your eraser is very, very important, and you need a good eraser, especially because we're doing constructions and you will be doing some lines dark and some lines light. You need an eraser that can erase very good. And you need a sharpener because all of your pencils have to be very pointy. If you guys can see my pencil, very, very pointy. The pencil that you are going to be using and the pencil that is going to come on your tool, both of them have to be well sharpened all the time, because having a well sharpened pencil can help you when you have to do one little line very, very light. It works perfectly. So pencil, eraser, sharpener. Now, who can tell me what you call this? Anybody has an idea? What do you call this tool? Please do not say ruler.
Ruler.
Do not say ruler. A ruler is all of these things. Let me show. This is a ruler, this is a ruler, this is a ruler. All of these things are rulers. You have to have a specific name. Each one of these things has a specific name. All of these things are rulers. You go and you see those students that do technical drawing and they have the T, the big T ruler. That is a ruler. Everything, all of these are rulers. Rulers is a universal name. What we call this, we can call this a scale, or we can call this a straight edge. So when I say you need your straight edge, you need your basic regular centimeter and inch ruler. All right, so the keyword, your mathematical word is a straight edge. Do not say ruler, because you say you're gonna use your ruler. Which ruler are we talking about? All right, the straight edge. Like I said, I have a video, but I'm not gonna be showing you guys the video. We're just gonna move on. You have to look at all of these tools. This one You have one tool that has two pointers. Two pointers. We are going to be using these at some point, but not for this week. The pointers are basically just used for marking. Um, they when you guys set it on a paper, and this is for people that do architecture or do technical drawing, and it's a course, and they use these things. For these ones, it's when you want to mark something on your paper, you want to mark it, but you don't want a line to be shown, you just want like an imprint. So when I do this on my paper, it will just leave like an invisible line. All right, it's just gonna leave the press on the paper, but it's not going to be showing the line. So what does that mean? Is that when I do this, after some time, the line is just gonna disappear on my paper, right? But when you use this divider, it's not you're gonna be pressing it on your paper so that a hole comes out on your paper, and then when you do the arc, it tears your paper. These things are used very light. So you put the point on one end, and you do a light curve so that it can mark it on your paper. And after some time, it just disappears. It's like doing an imaginary line. Now, when we use this is where you grab the tool right here and you turn. None of you should be putting your hands like this. Half of the tool is inside of your hand, and then you're doing this. You set it on your paper, and this is where you use to turn it. And it should give you a nice smooth curve when you use your tools correctly. And the other one is this one. Both of them are used in the same way. The pointer is the one that you press and you grab it here at this little top, and then you turn it, and it gives you a very smooth curve. All right. Now I would suggest that you take your mat set, you take these two tools that look similar, and it has a little screw at the top. If you guys can see the little screw, I would suggest if you open and close it, and see this one, very easy to open and close. And I would suggest you take a knife, or you take a little tool or something, a screwdriver, and then you tighten it so that when you guys have it, it doesn't open easily. See this one? It's a little bit tight, so that when I am turning it, it's not gonna close by itself. So go ahead, I would suggest if your one is too loose so you can open it easy, like this one, see? If I do it like this, it closes. So this one needs to tighten so that when I'm using it, it doesn't just close on me and then I have a crooked line.
Two ends.
Okay, now these two. I put these two together because several people confuse their names. What do you call this one that uses the pencil? The one that has a pointer.
Compass, please.
A compass, very good. And then the one that looks like a half circle. Let me use my big one. I have a big one. And the one that looks like a half circle, this is what we call the protractor. Right? Now, the compass is the one that we are going to be using on Wednesday and on Thursday to do our construction of quadrilaterals. And as I mentioned, I would suggest if your one is too loose, tighten it, because that will be a big help when we're doing construction. You need to have, I would suggest, a small pencil. Your mat set already comes with a small pencil, but if you are using a mat set that you already own and you no longer have the pencil, find a small pencil that is not bigger than this length. Like about this size would work, about the same size as your compass, so that when you guys are turning it, it doesn't get stuck on your finger or hit your finger, because if it hits your finger, then automatically the line that you are drawing gets crooked. It's not going to be a smooth curve. And I would suggest the length of this, because if we have to open this and it doesn't open to a specific length, what is done is that, let me show you. For example, let's say that this is what I am doing, right? I am using my pencil. Usually people put it like this. where the pencil and the pointer are the same. But what happens is that when I open this now, let's say that my line is bigger than this. What is done is that your pencil is extended, and then you tighten it so that you can have a bigger length, and you guys can extend your pencil more, and then you have a bigger length, and that is how you use the compass on your pencil. When it comes to the protractor, we're not gonna be really using the protractor because the protractor is like cheating the system, I would say. Protractor is used when you guys are just starting constructions because it has all of the degrees. All right, if you know how to use a protractor correctly, then you would be able to find out that, okay, I can easily draw a 40 degrees angle. I can easily draw a 110-degree angle because all I have to do is I mark it and then I draw the line. All right. And we're not really going to be using this unless it is just to cross check if our construction is correct. Because when I ask you guys to draw a 60-degree angle, you're not going to be using this. We're going to be using this to draw a 60-degree angle. All right. This is just going to be used to check if our answer is correct. Any questions so far, guys? Is it too much that I'm mentioning right now? Just going over the tools. Okay. And now these ones. Your math set has two of these. I only have one. My son took the other one. But your math set has two of these, right? These are what we call set squares. Because when we put them together, they look like a square or a rectangle. But we call them set squares because it's a set of two of them. You need both of them. If you take a look at one is longer than the other one. This one is the longer one, and the other one looks more equal on the three sides. Both of them together are called set squares. You have set square 1 and you have set square 2, right? And we're going to be using both of them. Now, why do I use these ones? Because in the past, I'm pretty sure that you have these two rulers in your math set, but you have never used them. Now, these are used to create parallel and perpendicular lines, and that is what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to be using the set squares today. Now, anybody has any questions? Because this was the last tools in your math set. I'm pretty sure that it covered all of them. And we have covered all the geometric tools. Anybody has any questions with what I explained right now? Do I need to repeat something that I said? Is everything clear? Everything is clear? Sure?
Clear, miss.
Okay. You guys need typing sheet and you need your math set. Typing sheet and your math set. And then you find my second screen and then you pin that to your screen. My second screen is already there. The paper that has perpendicular lines. Okay, so the first construction that we're going to be doing is perpendicular lines. I'm going to show you guys two ways how to do a perpendicular line using your ruler, and then I'm going to show you another way using the compass, right? So you need your straight edge and you need one of your set squares and your pencil. That is what we're going to be using right now. Three things. Is everybody ready? Ready, guys? Can I begin?
Ready, ma'am.
Okay, good. The first thing I want you guys to do is I want you to take your straight edge and I would like for you guys to draw a line. It doesn't matter how big your line is, just draw a line. Now, I'm not sure are you guys able to see my line?
Moment.
You can't see it. Let me see if it
¿Qué me dice, ve? Press in the middle.
Where?
Or
Yeah.
anywhere.
Anywhere on the paper works. But make sure that your line has. Let me use a marker. Don't use a marker. You guys use pencil. Let me use a marker so that you guys can see it. So just draw a line. It doesn't matter how big once you have a line, right? And I want you guys, because this is a line, you guys are going to put arrows on both ends and we're going to label this L. That is the name of our line. Once you have your line, now somewhere on this line, it doesn't matter where, anywhere, I want you guys to mark a point and you label the point. You can do it where I did it. You can do it somewhere else. It doesn't really matter. Yes? Okay. Now, you're going to take your straight edge ruler and you're going to put it exactly underneath your line. Exactly underneath. See, my line is right here and my ruler, my straight edge is right underneath it. And you're going to hold it with one hand firmly. You don't want this ruler to be moving around or your paper to be moving around. So once you have it set, you use your two hands to set it. Make sure that one side is exactly right under it and then the other side is exactly right under it. And when you have that, with one hand you hold it, preferably the hand that you do not write with. Right? Then you're going to take your straight edge, whichever one, and the side that looks like a right angle, we're going to put it on the straight edge, right on top. Right on top. So that the straight edge can easily move on the ruler. See, it slides. So put it right on top. And what we're going to be doing is that we're going to slide it right where my point is. Now your point should be like this. Right here. That's a point. See? My point with your pencil. You're not going to be doing a big, huge ball on your paper. Not this. Small little point with your pencil. And then you're going to take your pencil and you're just going to draw a line right down over here. And you have created the perpendicular line. Right? And then you can give this a name, M. And now, based on your drawing, M is perpendicular to L. And this is how we write our symbols.
Miss,
Yes.
you need to fix your paper more, Miss. It's too much on the right hand side. Like that, Miss. Yes.
Yes? Okay. Okay, everybody understood this one? This one was the easiest one. We're using two rulers. And then you just slide it to make your right angle. And you can, wherever your point was, then you guys can go ahead and just put it where the point is. So some of your ones where you put your point, that is where your right angle is going to show up. Any questions, guys?
Want to write everything, Miss?
Well, I am showing you guys the three ways. So when I ask you guys to do a perpendicular on Wednesday and on Thursday, you guys can choose one of the ways. So you can either do this or you can go ahead and write the steps while you're doing this. So that you guys can remember, because I'm going to show you guys three ways right now and you need to be able to know, not confuse the three of them. And you don't have to do it this big. You can do all of them very small on your paper. That works fine because it's for you. This one is perpendicular lines. I'm just showing you guys how to do the lines. We're not doing the shapes right now. You need to know how to do the lines before we can do the shapes. So this is just one way. This is method number 1 of how to do a perpendicular line. Yes? I think that I stained my paper. Okay. Can I move on to the second way? Yes? Good.
Yes, ma'am.
So, you guys, like I said, if you want to do all 3 of them on the same paper, that's fine. I'm doing it quite big so that everybody can see it, right? Let's find a better marker. Okay. So, perpendicular lines method number 2. You need to draw your line. Now, when we are going to be doing this later on, it's going to be a little bit more specific. If I want a 5 centimeter line, if I want a 10 centimeter line, I'm going to be telling you guys those details. But for now, we're just going to be doing a line so that you guys understand where or how to do it, right? Generally. So again, you draw your line, doesn't matter the length. You put your hours on both ends because the line does not end. And we label the line. For this method now, you are going to be marking a point above the line. A point above the line, and you label that point. It doesn't matter how high or how low, it doesn't matter. You just put a point somewhere above the line. All right, above or below. I'm going to show you guys above because it's going to be the same thing. All right. Once you have that, you're going to be using your set square. This one. And your set square is going to be right here. You want to place it right under the line. And again, you hold it with one hand. Place it right under the line and you hold it with one hand. And then you're going to take your straight edge and you're going to put it right here. See? So you have the set square and you have your straight edge. Your set square and your straight edge. Right? Now what you're going to be doing, and this is, you have to be careful you don't move anything. You're going to hold your straight edge only. And you're going to leave the set square. And this is going to slide. See? You guys can go ahead and slide it. Yes? Once you slide it, then you can put it, my point is too high. But in your case, it should be able to reach right here. Let me see if I can. Okay. It should be like this. Your straight edge. And you guys can go ahead and just slide it up. And it should touch your point, right? If you didn't draw your point too high like my one, it should allow you guys to do that. And you draw your line. And you can just connect it. And then you have your right angle. So you have your straight edge right under the line. Your set square. You put your straight edge and then you can slide it. Right? And then you create your right angle over there. Yes? Is this one clear, guys? And then again, when you are writing the information in words, This is how you use a symbol. Line M is perpendicular to line L. Question?
Clear.
Okay. So we have one more. I'm looking at the time. It's 1:26. I'm going to show you guys very quickly how to do this one. And then tomorrow I'm just going to review it. So the last method is using the your straight edge and your compass. Right? For us to be able to do this, I'm just going to draw a line. Like that. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, but here is my line, right? I'm going to open my compass and just so you guys can see it to a length, and I'm just going to draw an arc right here. And I'm going to go to the other end of my line. And I'm going to do the same thing. Sorry, you guys didn't see that. So I have one arc over here. Let me see if you guys can see it. I have this. I did one arc over here like that. And I did the other arc over here like that. Now, once I have these two like that, I'm going to use the same length. I didn't close it and I didn't open it more. And I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to draw on one arc at the top of my line. One arc at the top of my line. Over there at the top. And then one arc at the bottom. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. One arc at the bottom. And then one arc at the top. And it doesn't, if you guys can see, I did it too big. My line, it doesn't fit. But now where the 2 points meet, I'm just going to draw a line where the 2 points meet. And then that has my perpendicular line. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you guys this one. You need typing sheet tomorrow and you need your math set tomorrow. Have at least 6 typing sheets, I would say. Because tomorrow we're going to be graphing angles as well. And you're going to be doing the first part of learning activity 2 tomorrow. Anybody has any questions, guys? If not, you guys are free to leave. I know that it's almost exact time. You are free to leave, guys.
Bye, miss.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.